What the fuck does this guy know about Hillary Clinton? Friends, Romans, and Patriots, lend me your ears and strap on your tinfoil hat because it is time for the fucking feedback. Oh, Jesus Christ. Could you guys not hear that shit? Oh my God, really? Hello?
No, I couldn't hear it. No, it wasn't going. It wasn't. I couldn't hear nothing.
It could have been me. My phone was playing in the background right before you.
No, everybody in the chat saying they couldn't hear it.
No, I couldn't hear it.
Mary and Joseph.
Respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision.
You can't hear that?
Yeah, now I can hear it.
Yeah. Now you can hear it. What the fucking tits? Oh my God. Okay, so we'll go back just a little bit here to right here.
First 150 days of your sentence in the Cook County Jail, and that will start today, right here, right now.
No, I was just going to say to Your Honor that I'm not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal. Okay.
It's exactly what someone who's not suicidal would say.
Scary stuff.
Seriously though, like have you looked into the connections between Jussie Smollett, Jussie, and the Clinton campaign and like the legislation that they were trying to pass at the time, the anti-lynching bills that they were introducing and shit?
Yeah, kind of similar to like the one that just passed not too long ago.
Yeah. Well, apparently there was some political connections there, and I don't know if there was some plan to have an actor have something happen to him to get this bill passed, or what the deal was, or if it's completely unconnected and this guy's just fucking delusional. But if you knew something about Hillary Clinton and you were going to jail.
Yep.
Anyway, friends, Romans, and Patriots, how you guys doing tonight? I am fucking tired. I fell asleep. Okay, so I set up the chat and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to watch this like 15-minute video. And then I'm going to send out links to everybody and get ready for the chat. And then I immediately fell asleep. And that was like an hour and a half ago. And I woke up like literally 5 minutes before the chat started, like, oh, fuck, what time is it? And sent out links real quick, and we started. So I'm a little bit disorientated, as they say in England. But
did you get some good sleep, though? Was it a quick, nice sleep?
Yeah, it was nice.
Nap?
It wasn't enough, obviously. Like, I suppose I could have slept till tomorrow, really, but it's okay. How you guys doing tonight?
Fine. Pretty good. Just ate a nice salad. It was actually quite delicious.
Salad.
Yep.
Nice.
I had Domino's, and it was delicious, too.
Domino's sounds real good. Like a thin crust, or you go deep dish?
I went hand-tossed.
Ooh.
And then they've got the chicken bakes or whatever that they give you.
Mm-hmm.
For a couple of bucks. So I got like the chicken bacon tomato something or other one.
Okay.
That was pretty good. And then I got those like Parmesan garlic like bread bite things.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are pretty good too.
Yeah,
maybe that's why I went to sleep, because I ate a bunch of pizza and I'm like, oh,
you caught the itis.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, those itis sleeps are good sleeps. So, I get that every time I go to Popeyes.
So I thought we'd go to Twitter and just see what people were saying about the justice for Jussie. Everybody out there who's got an opinion on it or whatever. We got Adam B. Coleman talking about Jesse Jackson sticking up for Jussie Smollett should tell you everything you need to know about the race grievance industry.
I
And it
think
is
he'll
an
be out by the summer. Think about it.
Well, they said 150 days,
Yeah, but
which usually means like half that,
you're right.
like 75, maybe 80, 90. But
Right,
it's
that's
funny
the
to me.
thing. He'll do a couple of months, maybe at most. About 2 or 3. Then he's out.
It's funny to me that he's charged with harming himself and blaming someone else. And now while going to prison, he's saying that someone's going to hurt him. You know what I mean? Like, sure, buddy. And then the other part of it is like they're locking him up with the people who hurt him. Think about that. Yes, he hurt himself.
Right. Right, because he's gonna be in solitary. Right. Oh, he's gonna be in PC. So
No,
they
they put him in
immediately-
solitary confinement.
yeah.
Yeah, they immediately put him in the mental ward or whatever of the prison.
Was it at what's at is it ad sac like where all the snitches and like pedophiles go? Is that where?
I mean,
I think it's different from him though, because he said suicide, so they're probably like suicide watching him, which means not general population. Which means,
Hopefully,
like,
he's not got the same guards that old Epstein had, though. You know what I mean?
Well, again, what does he know about Clinton? This whole thing makes you kind of fucking wonder, doesn't it? Or is he just fucking dramatic?
Andy Obamas and Kim Fox, they were all friends.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Did you know that Jussie Smollett was in what's the name of that hockey movie about ducks?
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
No,
Mighty Ducks.
wait, he was?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, he was the black kid from Mighty Ducks.
No.
Yes, look it
That's
up.
crazy. That one guy got his life together, though. The big kid, he got on crack and then he got off crack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The guy, he was
Oh, I
in
thought you-
heavyweight.
What was the coach's name? The actor who played the coach.
Emilio Estevez or something like that.
Yeah, he got his life together too, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it's better than his brothers. I mean, because Charlie is, well, Charlie's Charlie.
See, some people got the right idea. Actor Jussie Smollett was convicted of faking hate crimes on his own benefit, for his own benefit. Hopefully, the sentence of 150 days along with paying $150,000 in restitution and court costs will discourage anyone else from allegedly doing the same thing. Simply sad all the way around. Why is it not every time, obviously, but like often enough when there's like a hate crime, like, oh, someone drew like a swastika on the church, and then it ends up being the priest, or like, oh, someone wrote N-word on my car and I'm black. Yeah, that was you. We have you on video. Like,
Yeah, that always seems to be the case. Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's some social benefit to publicly being the victim of a crime like that, because you get all kinds of outpouring from the community of like, oh, your car got painted on, like here's a new one or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a thing about like mothers doing that, like when they kill their children, like they just want that like attention. It's creepy.
Jesus.
Yeah, like the lady who said that the black guy took her kids. Remember that lady who she said like a black guy stole her car, and she had all this stuff about it was a black guy, but she ended up drowning them all in the bathtub. It was horrible, horrible stuff. But yeah, like crazy like that.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that, but
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's personal benefit, personal gain. It's wanting to be a victim. It's the same thing with that lady who forced her daughter to pretend like she had cancer. It's Munchism by proxy.
Munchausen
like-
syndrome by
Yeah,
proxy.
Munchausen says.
Yeah, where have you ever looked in that? That is crazy. She was on Maury. She was on all kinds of shows, and she made her daughter pretend that she had cancer and like forced her to get her teeth ripped out and forced her to shave her head. All kinds of creepy stuff. And the daughter ended up getting her boyfriend to kill the mom, and she's in jail for it. Kind of sick. I don't know.
I think at a point, like, all right, like you shouldn't have killed the mom,
But
she was doing fucked up shit to you.
yeah,
6 months probation. You know, like
yeah, like they did like a movie about her, and the mom like would make her be in the wheelchair, and the daughter was like, "No, I'm fine, I can walk," and she's like, "No, you can't," and a whole bunch of other messed up stuff, and the daughter ended up being like crazy because of it, and got her boyfriend to kill her mom, and she went to jail. She should not have gone to jail, I don't think.
How'd
think
she
she
get
should've
a
got help.
boyfriend?
I mean, because they were in a lot, they had a lot of money. I mean, she was. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, she had a boyfriend. Kind of weird.
the fact that Jussie Smollett thought people would believe, quote, "This is MAGA country, you figure N-word," would ever be uttered in Chicago is completely idiotic and hilarious. What moron would fall for this? Dude, my favorite
I
part
didn't.
is, like the Dave Chappelle thing where like everyone's like, why aren't the black people supporting Jussie Smollett and like speaking out? And like they're supporting him by not saying anything because they
I can say this. I believed him for a good hour and 30 minutes. And then I was like, wait a second. Something ain't right.
I remember when this story first broke a couple years back now, and then they said, "Oh yeah, this is MAGA country," and I'm like, "That is absolute bullshit. This guy's a fucking liar."
Right. Doing a polar vortex at night in Chicago, downtown Chicago. I was like, hold on.
Black Lives Matter, Reverend Jesse Jackson, president of the NAACP, and Samuel L. Jackson all wrote character statements for Jussie Smollett before his conviction. I don't know. I just think that's again sign of the times, dude. People jumping on the bandwagon, being like, "Oh, there's something I can put my name on that'll like help the community and give me notoriety and you know what I mean, whatever." Without looking into it, without actually knowing. Whatever, it's fine.
Man, they were so hoping it was going to be true.
I think on the flip side, this guy looks to be a little bit mentally unstable. I think if someone you knew was mentally unstable, but still a decent human being prior to, I think you might want to stick up for him.
I mean, and no, like, he is actually a great singer, like, very talented.
Yeah,
Like,
and
from all the music that I listened to of his, he was actually real good. And he threw it all the way.
yeah, and
His
like
acting career and everything.
yeah, and like the pressure to stay relevant, I'm sure is there. So, I mean, I'm just saying, if you had a friend like that, I don't know, on the opposite side.
Like, I don't even know I guess the pressure to stay relevant, but man, just being a gay actor with talent and on a show that was still going on,
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, like dude,
you already relevant right now. Like,
in my opinion, as of 2022 today, right now, that dude is in no way a victim of society. That dude is in no way of like held back because of his sexual orientation. In fact, he's probably promoted because of it. He's
exactly.
not. He's not like held back because of the color of his skin. He's probably promoted because of it, right?
Yep.
Like there's in no way that you could point to anything about his life that I would believe anyway as being like, oh, you're an actual victim. You're actually like the underbelly of society that's just shit upon so that everything else can stand upon your head. Because I know that's not him. That's the truckers in this country. That's the blue collar workers and the fucking people who are like never have a voice because they're too busy fucking like keeping the fucking machine of the country running, you know? And the second that they fucking decide to like say something and put their foot down and like, I don't know, in Canada, like go to the fucking capital and shut things down because there's some bullshit going on. They get called terrorists. Their fucking peaceful organization gets called like fucking all kinds of names, and the full force of the government's used to come down upon them. And I can only imagine if that happened here. Whatever happened to the trucker convoy in America? Did they run out of gas?
Right. Like, did they make it to Washington?
I think
I haven't
the
heard
war in
anything.
Russia has kind of taken precedence over that, the coverage of that.
I mean, what was it? Capitol Police and FBI and all these people were getting ready for like this huge thing in DC.
And I think they did it a little too late too. Also, since COVID restrictions are being lifted, I think they decided to do it a little bit too late. And then the war happened.
Yeah.
So now, right, it's just getting buried. Half people still care, but a lot of people still like.
People are mad at me because I didn't say the N-word.
Well, okay. Well,
did y'all want me to say it for him?
No, I think
All right, we got
with the A or ER. Which one?
Give us a little bit of both. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever. Andrew says, you left out servers, real American heroes. I mean, it's true. Don't fuck with the people who bring you your food. Ooh, Gun Library Garrett dropped in $2. It said, but he was suicidal just to cause more division. Okay, here's the thing, though. I'm like looking at Twitter. And remember last week or the week before or whatever that was when we were looking at, what was it? The tweets about? God damn it. I can't remember right now. I'm too tired. Hold on. I'm looking at it.
That one guy in the comments said, was asking if you said the fig word. And that's why he said you didn't say the N word or the other one.
No, I said fig. I said figgot.
I know, but he thought you said the actual word, and that's why he was going on about the other ones.
Oh, well, I didn't say either of the words. I modified one and said N-word for the other. So
he's trying to get you to slip up, I think.
Stop being a figgot out there. So yeah, it was last week. It was hashtag under Joe Biden. And so you go to Twitter, it was like, one tweet was like, under Joe Biden, everything was fucking amazing and with America stronger than ever and blah, blah, blah. And the next person's like, under Joe Biden, gas was fucking more expensive than it's ever been, and this is worse, and this is worse. And the next person's like pro-Joe Biden. The next person's anti-Joe Biden. The next person's pro-Joe Biden. It was just so fucking, like, bifurcated. There was two obvious sides in the debate that were not listening to each other, that were talking past each other, that were calling each other names. And I get it. Probably one side deserves it to some extent, but whatever. I digress. Fucking with the Jussie Smollett, Juicy, I'm not seeing very many people who were like, I still support Jussie no matter what.
I think it's because most people realize what his end game was. Because let's be honest, if he had actually been on the other side of that camera and that footage was there, what would have been the end game for that? He was trying to create a race war in this country, period.
Yep.
Stop saying the word. How can I stop saying it if none of you will tell me what it is?
And the thing is, he picked the wrong city to do it in. Period.
Yeah, he
Too.
did.
Like if you would have picked, I don't know, Dallas, somewhere in
Or Austin.
whatever, right? Some city in Alabama or something,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then maybe it would be a little bit more believable. But Chicago, seriously,
Well. Look what the cat drug in.
She's got it. My penis, she's got it.
Jesus.
Got my penis. Got my balls. Sorry, what? What were we talking about? I don't know. I just kind of.
Were you singing a song about your wife there? What was that about?
Oh, it's just a song. It's a very popular song from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's called Penis. Penis was her name. Very popular song. I think I've even sang it at karaoke.
Would he suicide just to cause the race war? Do you think Jussie Smollett would have the courage to kill himself?
No, he's a pussy. The
this
fuck
point,
was it?
no.
He's a fucking pussy.
I don't know. He does know how to tie a noose.
Does he though? Does he really? Have you seen the pictures of that fucking thing?
Oh, no, I haven't.
They look like, yeah. He doesn't know how to fucking tie a noose. Bullshit.
Tara says, can I get a link? Sure. Ooh, Saberwolf.
Didn't that noose look an awful lot like the same one that was at the racetrack?
Yeah. No, it looked way worse. Like, way worse. The one at the racetrack at least kind of looked like a noose a little bit.
Didn't they just buy a clothesline to make that, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, he went to like Dollar Tree or something and bought like some. Yeah, it was like that strip of like 20 feet of laundry cord or some shit like that.
Right, nylon rope or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so he
Wait,
bought...
did he buy it from you, Leo?
Wait a minute.
I don't think someone of his stature would travel that far south.
How many Dollar Trees are there in Chicago?
Hey, it's a new one popping up every day.
Yeah.
5 years ago, it probably would have been 2. Now it's
What? They don't still call it Dollar Tree, do they?
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna change their name at some point.
Dollar Tree,
Dollar and a quarter
General.
tree. $1.50 tree.
Be like
You know how
$5 tree, man. $5 tree.
yeah, and I get that joke every day. So thanks.
Yeah,
for
you do.
bringing
I know
it
you
up.
do.
Yeah.
And you're just like, God damn, shut the fuck up. This is one I used to love when I was a kid and I first started working, and I've heard it literally probably once a week ever since, especially when you work amongst people. If you don't, it's not a big deal. You working hard or hardly working? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate that one. I hate that one.
Yep. Get that one every other day.
I
From
hate it when I'm
boomers
like,
who got to put 20 years at an organization and retire at 47. That's who says that dumb shit.
Yeah.
you know what I hate is when I'm like sweating my penis off. I'm working
Oh,
so hard.
damn.
Like you could tell, like I am running my ass off. I stop for 1 second to talk to you to see what drink you want, and you say some bullshit fucking joke like, "Oh, you're hardly working there, huh?" Like, yeah, you're not gonna get a drink now, are you? Like,
or here's another one. When you check the 50s and the 100s, and they go, "I just made it today."
yeah,
Have you got that one?
I've used that one actually. Sorry. I use that at Costco when I give them like it's like $300 for my shit, and I'll give them $300 bills. And they'll look at me like, "You're not gonna pay with a credit card like everybody else?" And then I'll say something like that. Yeah.
Is somebody cooking?
What the fuck is going on?
Tara's cooking.
That's me. I'm frying. I just hit my camera again. I am frying. What do you call these? Snackbird.
Okay. I love it when the person they get like their plate of food. They're like, "Ooh, check out the food that I made," and it all slides off the plate. Oh, Rachel's out there. She says, "Juicie's innocent. Justice for Juicy. He's not suicidal. Everything's fine."
Have you seen that full rant he went on?
Yes, we just watched it a little bit ago.
Okay.
Here, watch.
He's a fucking psycho. Fuck that dude. Ah.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal.
You're still sharing.
I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years, and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you, and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
It's exactly what you would say if you were suicidal. Like, you hear that and you're suicidal, you're like, "I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal."
That's what McAfee fucking did. Or what's his name? Is that his name?
Yeah,
McAfee.
Yeah, I swear to God, that was just the giant troll.
Well,
Like, he was going to kill himself.
He got the tattoo on his fucking arm or whatever that said,
Oh, yeah.
like,
Because
what was
he's
it?
the ultimate fucking troll.
I think have one of those like the long shark. Like,
I don't know what
they're like we're all in a.
I don't know what I believe about him or not. You know, about McAfee. Like, obviously, when it comes to Epstein, anyone who believes that, like, the official narrative of what, yeah, the cameras stopped working and, like, the fucking dudes were asleep and, like, we don't know what happened, but he definitely killed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking right, dude. Fucking nice try. We don't fucking believe you. Sorry. McAfee? I don't know, dude. Like, that's a little bit... Or what was the other one? The other dude who died, who was like, "Yeah, you guys are so full of shit." It was the judge. What's his name? Supreme Court justice who died. And they never had a fucking autopsy.
Scalia.
Oh,
Scalia. Anton
Yeah.
Scalia.
yeah.
Like, what the fuck is up with that? Like, dude, if you're a homeless person and you die in the fucking gutter, they send you to the hospital and they do a fucking autopsy. Right? Am I wrong about that?
Right.
Actually, Ohio doesn't do autopsies anymore if it's not like drug related. I found out the other day because a family friend actually died. He was in the shower, got out of the shower, apparently dropped dead on the floor, and they said they wouldn't do an autopsy because they think it was natural causes.
Well, like, my mom, for instance, fought cancer for 6 years, died in the hospital with, like, doctors and nurses and everyone around her and stuff, and they still did an autopsy to figure out what exactly it was.
You know what? With my uncle, they asked us, can they do that? Because my uncle had a rare form of cancer, and they wanted to grab some just to study it. But my family opted not to do that. Well, half of them, and half of them was like, yes, do it, so it can help other people. But
Looking
they
aside,
decided not to do that.
Honda.
So
In general, if it's not suspicious, they don't usually do an autopsy.
Yeah, with my mom when she passed, I asked for one and they still wouldn't do it. But yet they put on her death certificate that she died of a pulmonary embolism. Like, how the fuck do you know that if you didn't do an autopsy?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
if you're under 30, Duke says.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying. I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you were here. I thought.
What would Duke know anyway about it? He works at a pizza place.
Yeah, pizza man, how you doing?
Chuck E. Cheese manager over here.
Chuck E. Cheese manager. I'm not gonna lie, I had a dream at one time. That was what I wanted to do.
Dude, I always heard that you were a professional garden gnome. Is that not true?
That as well.
No, we found Duke in a video game. Hold on, I gotta.
We did get the picture. Get
Hold
the
on.
fucking Duke picture.
Hold on,
Duke,
I gotta find it.
Where to
grows a big
God?
white beard, and puts on a blue suit and a red hat, and he goes and stands out in rich people's front yards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, show me this
He's
picture.
Duke Nukem.
Hold on. Wait for it. You ready? You ready for
Yeah.
this?
Do
ready.
it. Do it. Do it.
Yo.
Look at it. It's Soldier Duke.
That is not. That is exactly what I look like. That is super funny. That is a rendition. Perfect scale. And
Perfect.
perfect. That's exactly what I look like. Man, it is uncanny. I would also accept a Fred Flintstone picture.
That is kind of like Fred Flintstone's son that went to Vietnam or something.
That's really good. I like that.
Oh, I found another one. Hold on. Here we go.
Yo.
Duke, they stole your image. You need to sue them.
I'm going to sue him. Got little pebbles.
Pebbles
We
and
really,
Bandana.
we really need Velcro patches that are like no, not Barney. Fred Flintstone with an AR-15, and it says something like, "I'm the Duke of Flint" or some shit.
You need to nickname your children Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. Yeah. I shot him in the eye with a Nerf gun today, and I felt like shit. We were having a Nerf gun battle, and I shot him. I was aiming for the chest, a little high, hit him in the eye. Mom had to console him. So,
Was he mad at you?
no, he got over it, and then we became bumper cars, and we were all best friends again. So.
I was playing soccer with some kids at a fucking school thing once, and I kicked the fucking soccer ball, and it went straight towards this little girl and just like nailed her right in the face, and I felt so bad.
Ugh.
One time I was hanging, when I was like a teenager, I spent the night over at my buddy's house. We were playing video games and shit. And like his room was across the hallway, and I'd taken off my shoes, and I just wanted to throw my shoes with the rest of my shit. So I just chucked my shoes across the hallway. Right then, his little sister was like walking through the hallway and just got smacked in the face with my shoes, dude. He was not happy with me. He liked his little sister. Usually, like, you know, little sister, maybe that'd be funny. No, it was not funny. Oh, good.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was going to say, Stephen Carroll dropped in $5 and said, if they made a movie about Duke's life, I feel like he could have played Mike Stacalada from Red Letter Media.
Who's that?
So I'll find a picture of that dude. He does look a little bit like Duke.
Stoklaza? Stoklaza? Is that how you say it?
I'm not sure how you say his last name.
Stolasa.
So here we go. Share.
Betty's hotter than Wilma.
I mean,
Yeah.
yo.
Okay.
Who is? I gotta look up this guy, Mike.
Well, we're sharing a picture of him, dude.
No, you're not. I see a picture of the Flintstones.
Well, Honda hasn't switched it over.
Oh, okay.
So he's the dude in the lower left-hand corner there.
Oh,
Okay.
I know that dude. Yeah, I've seen.
All right.
know
I
that
mean, okay.
dude.
Not really. I got more of a.
The video game's closer than that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, with makeup, they'll probably get it right.
It's funny. It's a funny guy.
He's very funny.
Looks like a fat Gary Vaynerchuk.
He looks just like Duke here.
Yeah. Oh, that's
He's
funny.
even got a gun, Duke.
That's funny.
X Adam 1 says, does that NEA marathon chat start tonight?
No, not tonight. That's
Matt,
gonna
I
be
think we should do the only appropriate thing and not announce it and start it at 4 a.m. some evening.
just be like,
Well,
yeah.
What we need to do is like, I'll start a live stream when we leave our house to go to Tulsa. I'm like, yours will start first because you're the farthest away, and then mine will start like 4 hours later, and then Ray's will start like 10 minutes before everyone meets up, and then it'll all end when we're like, oh hey, look, we're all together. It'll
That's
probably
actually
be
cool.
It's the gayest thing I thought of all day. Sorry.
No, that's cool. It's not, that's cool.
And then we could all stand in a circle and touch tips together, Honda.
Dude, there's going to be periods of time where I'm not going to have enough signal to live chat, depending on where I'm driving from or where I'm driving through.
I think you need to go to Chatterbait for the end part.
Well, I remember back in the day, there was like large portions of the country that you drove through, and there wasn't even radio signal. Like you couldn't get AM, FM, nothing, right?
Yep.
And now it's like the radio works everywhere, and then it was the phones that wouldn't work. But now it's like, unless you're in the middle of the mountains or something, your phone's gonna work.
Man, if you go through Texas and Oklahoma in the boondock areas, you're going to lose signal.
Yep.
What do you do if you live there?
You just don't have fucking signal.
Mm-hmm.
There's usually like one
So
carrier that'll give you enough signal to get make phone calls and stuff, and it just depends on whether you've got that carrier. Do you got Sprint? Do you got fucking T-Mobile? Do you whatever the fuck it is? Do you got AT&T?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Cause like if you're on a US 50 tower, you got Sprint or Verizon, you don't have like internet service to your phone or anything. You might be.
Kara
like,
knows all about it, obviously.
Yeah, because I drive through all of it. It's like I know where I have signal, where I don't. It's better.
You're breaking up now.
Than it was. I'm breaking up now.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
breaking it bad.
Yeah. Still.
Okay. Still. Let me check my mic.
Tara lives in one of those areas.
Yep. This is why DVDs are still popular in the South.
We have a movie rental place
Is that any better?
up here. I can't believe that.
Really?
Yeah, it's a movie rental pizza.
I can't
place.
remember the last time I saw a movie rental place.
Well, we got the Amish here. You got to remember that they're renting videos all the time.
Well, we still have like when you go to Walmart, there's still the red box. I think that's the closest we've got.
No,
You can go-
we got straight up like go in there, get you a DVD and a pizza.
Wait, the Amish are allowed to rent videos still?
I was just joking. We got Amish in our town. I don't think.
Well,
that's
as long as they're powered by a solar generator and they have a portable DVD player, you can be neo-Amish, right?
Now Mennonites might be able to watch TV, right? I don't remember.
we got a Mennonite store in the town like north of us, and they got the good deals.
They're like
Right.
less strict.
Yeah,
I just Googled it. There's not a single place in Colorado besides Redbox that you can rent a movie.
really?
Is that better?
Not one.
See, it's
Look,
I'm a big believer that there are
A
two
little bit.
Americas, and there are the Americas that vote red that still have DVD stores, and then there's the blue wing hellholes that Honda lives in.
What, do you have a video rental place in Tulsa?
I'm sure there's one somewhere here. There's fucking vintage stock. They rent DVDs.
Here, let's look it up. Tulsa video rental.
there's still a red box near my Walgreens that I go to.
Audio
Oh,
visual
no,
rental.
CVS. CVS.
Video Florida.
Vintage stock, it says, opens at 12 p.m. They still do DVD rentals.
Ooh, J&J Buds and Dispensary. Have you ever been to this place?
Probably not.
Oh, I'm not sharing. This place.
No.
Well, it's in Tulsa. Looks exciting. Look how exciting Tulsa looks. Isn't
Yeah,
it
that's what most of Tulsa looks like.
Look, there's a child, so they had to blur his face out. I don't know why he's driving.
That's what they do in Tulsa.
That's what they do in Tulsa. He's buying weed too.
Yeah, that's what he's doing there. Yes. Does he have a bag in his hand?
Yes, he does.
No, those are keys.
Sure. Oh yeah, they are. That's like a lanyard, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's going to get the money out of the car.
Yeah.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
He was too high. He forgot his wallet.
It
His
is always,
Velcro wallet.
it is always weird to see the fucking the Google vehicle drive by you. I know I've seen it drive by me, so somewhere out there on the internet in some street of Denver, if you look, you'll see me.
Yep, I've seen it like 3 times.
He
see all
happened
the
to be
pictures
like
of when they
wearing
look
hooker
dead
boots
bodies?
and a thong at the time. E Honda's out there.
You know how many dead bodies have been found on Google Earth? A lot.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's a whole slew of them where like edited pictures where like they had to go back because they picked up a dead body. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
How many dead bodies are on Google Earth? Oh shit, this one has coordinates. Whoa!
I think that
Told
turned
you.
out to be fake. That picture. Well, not fake, but it was just a color, just
Like-
off on the color.
It's just wet, so it made it look like it's red.
Yeah, it was something like that.
To find a man dragging a body into the lake. And that's what it looks like.
Yeah. But they said it proved not to be what it was or something. So I don't know about that article.
What, you don't trust Snopes?
Nope.
That's weird. I don't know why you'd think that, but alright, fine.
I mean, they're usually so reliable, you know. You can
And
have
what-
an oopsie at now and then.
M1 grandson. That's good. M1 grandson. Says, there's a desire in Congress for the U.S. to go to war with Russia. It seems like they are trying everything to set stage for World War III. I'm wondering what the real goal of poking the nuclear bear is.
Defending a country like Ukraine. That sounds like a pretty good idea.
You want to see something cool on Google Earth?
More lockdowns of something.
I mean, not letting Soviet aggression spill itself into Europe sounds like a pretty good reason to go to war.
Soviets? There's no more Soviets.
Have
talking
you seen
about?
Did you see the guy with the Soviet flag on the tank?
What are you talking about?
You haven't seen that picture? The tanks going into Ukraine, raising the Soviet flags.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yes, it's just some dumb tank commander doing it, but still.
So my question is, if fighting Russia on the Ukraine issue leads to World War III, nuclear war, all that stuff, is it worth it?
No. No, it's not.
For us, no. But who knows shit.
I think it's pretty obvious that if it actually does lead to nuclear war, then absolutely 100% it's not worth it. No country on the planet is worth nuclear war.
I think we're looking at a spat between a couple of different billionaire clans right now as to who gets to run the whole world.
And again, I keep going back to we're only getting half the story here.
Yep.
Whatever, and it's whatever half of the story that fits the narrative that they want us to know, too. So, I don't really fucking support us doing anything in any other country unless there's, like, direct, obvious, like single point-to-point threat against America if we don't. Right? Like, some existential, like, well, this could lead to that kind of, like, no, fuck off. I don't fucking care. I'm sorry. I know that everyone likes to be the world police and fucking do all this shit, but we've been doing it my entire life. We've been doing this nation-building shit my entire fucking life, and it hasn't worked since fucking Korea, basically, right? Like, Korea was the last country that gave us the entire idea in the first place, with Japan and Korea. Like, post-World War II, rebuilding Japan and Korea worked so well that we're like, well, why don't we just take over other countries, bomb them, take over their fucking embassy, put a new fucking dude in, and then, like, we got a friend instead of an enemy. It hasn't worked since fucking Korea and Vietnam and fucking Japan. And as far as I understand, that's what we did in fucking Ukraine. And that's part of the reason why fucking Russia's so pissed off at Ukraine is because they know that there's a little puppet fucking America government running that country in their backyard. I don't know, man.
Well, that's the thing. If you look into Operation Robin Sage, the stuff that they did there in North Carolina not long ago, that's been going on since the 70s.
What, the training thing?
Yeah. And I guarantee we enacted that in multiple nations at this point.
That's what special forces do.
We have the perfect opportunity to scare Putin shitless and make Iran into glass, though. And again, in the Middle Eastern countries, we should have never been there in the fucking first place. Ever, 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 ever. Like, let them keep their oil and fucking their religion, too. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of the sandbox. There's no point in being there. The only thing there is fucking heroin and oil. Like, that's obviously why you're there, is for the heroin and the fucking oil. Like, not sending my kids to that fucking war. I don't fucking care, dude. I'll fight the government before I let my kids fight in a war. Now, if there was, like, a just war, like, if there was, like, I don't know, an obvious aggressor and we were, like, being invaded or something, like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Sign up, you know? Here's your gun. Go to the front line. Other than that, though, no, it doesn't make sense.
What if Putin attacks a NATO country?
There is, at this time, in my opinion, no reason, unless we are directly attacked, to go to war with Russia. There is no reason good enough to get involved in a potential nuclear war with a country that potentially might be run by somebody who's psychotic.
Dude, what I'm saying is I think Putin's crazy enough. I think he's going to try to take the Baltic states after he's done taking Ukraine. And when they do that, the U.S. is pretty much going to be drawn into whatever war Europe starts, because Europe will start a war over that.
I don't know. Everyone likes to say Putin is just insane or whatever, right? Like, oh, he's just insane, and
He's not insane.
because he's not fucking insane. Dude. He's actually like really, really fucking calculated and smart. And the things that he's doing, there's probably a really good reason for it. I'm not justifying it, and I'm not saying that he's
so a
right.
dude who listens to a dude who takes a lot of his information and a lot of his fucking pointers on how to run a country from a dude who believes in fucking the apocalypse and is a religious fucking nut job, and who potentially has gone around and has already on multiple occasions, just in the last few months, threatened, oh, we might use nukes. But that guy's perfectly fucking sane. You're telling me that dude's perfectly fucking sane?
I think he has a completely different worldview from you, Matt.
I'm saying that fucking saying you're going to use nukes isn't the same thing as using nukes.
And listening to an apocalyptic fucking nut job to help make policy for your country?
Matt,
I mean,
let's not forget that. That's not a smart thing.
Matt, hold on. Jesus fucking Christ. How do you know that?
Because he's been public about it?
Matt, if I ran Russia, I would be listening to that dude too. I'd be there every Sunday at his church because I'd want the West to think that I was crazy enough to push the fucking button.
Right.
Oh, okay, so but we all agree though that when Obama came out and said that he just went to Jeremiah Wright's church just to be good in politics, and it wasn't because of black theology, that was true. We totally believe Obama, right? He was just doing it just to do it, right? Because you don't go to a church. You don't go to a church run by an extreme psychotic nut job. You don't do that and actually get influenced by that at all. If you really
there's a reasonable chance he actually believes that shit.
Yeah, there is.
I'm just saying I wouldn't.
That's
trust
what I'm
the
saying.
fucking dude from the KGB does.
I'm just saying there is a clear difference between Putin from 20 years ago and even 10 years ago, and to an extent even 5 years ago, than there is today. As far as how he is acting, the things he is saying publicly, the things he is doing, the way he is doing the things he's doing. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why.
If he is allowed to live at this point, there will be a nuclear war. In my opinion.
Huh?
What were you saying, Matt?
No, I'm just saying there is a difference between how Putin is acting, and I don't know why that is. He is not as calculated. He is not as conditioned. He is not as low key as he used to be. I don't know why. Is it just because he's fucking tired of waiting and he thinks, well, I've done all this stuff for the last 2 decades, now is the time to act? Or is there something else going on? I don't know, but he is acting differently than he used to. He was a very cold, calculated ruler, especially in how he dealt with the United States of America he acted. If you go back and look at speeches and the way he spoke to presidents and the way he talked about, even when he was invading Crimea, for God's sakes, he did not act like this.
Man,
He's acting different for a reason. I don't know what that reason is.
what I see when I see him acting this way is he thinks he can get away with whatever he's doing. So what is he doing? He's invading a sovereign nation that's not a member of NATO. He thinks he can get away with that. Why does he think he can get away with that? And I think the direct answer to that is all of our meddling in the Ukraine and a lot of the shit that happened during COVID and our pull out of Afghanistan. Like, we've lost our ability to project world power, and no one has woken up to that fact
Oh,
yet.
absolutely, we have.
And I think that's why Putin's doing what he's doing.
Well,
I don't know if that. I mean, that definitely. I mean, I'm not going to say that's not a part of it. I just don't think that's all of it.
I don't think it is either. I think there's an unknown element that we'll never know.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is.
There was the report that Putin found out that he had cancer like 4 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that too. I haven't seen any actual proof from it, but I mean, who knows? You
Okay,
know?
is it? Am I the only one though who has? I am surprised at Russia's lack of ability in like a military sense. Like, they're running out of fuel, they're fucking this up. They can't take over the whole country all at once. Like,
Duke, you're listening to Western media. Who knows what's really going on?
yeah, but
here's
that's
what I've
hard to
heard.
say
And,
when
and Duke, you tell me, because you've been in the military. You know, as far as I know, the only one here that has. What I've seen from some independent journalists that may or may not be full of shit, I don't know. But the explanation I've seen from multiple people that have nothing to do with Fox or MSNBC or CNN or ABC or any of these fuckers, right, is that Russia was ill-prepared for what it was going to take and thought that rolling tanks into the country, as they would normally do, and using everything that they've got was more than enough, not only a show of power that would put fear, but was more than enough artillery and strength to do whatever they needed to do. What they, for whatever reason, could be bullshit, didn't count on was that Ukraine would come by a whole lot of fucking, what do they call them? The fucking J-laws and javelins and all these shit that they've got. That which is why they started fucking putting those cages on top of the fucking tanks.
Yeah.
That they've been welding on. They've been like fucking welding on before they cross the border, because they're like, oh shit, they keep taking out our tanks. And the way that they've got these things set up is you've got a rolling line of 20 to 40 fucking tanks and or tanks and different troop carriers and things like that on these small narrow roads. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. But they're acting like they didn't fucking know they were going to be facing this.
That's my point. We're talking about 2022. We've got advanced weapon systems, communication. This isn't like dog and pony thing where we're running like birds in the air. Like, how are they not advancing in swift movement?
Well, that's the thing, because they don't have any of that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the whole Red Dawn scenario is impossible. These sons of bitches will never come
You're
here.
going with this the whole time is Red Dawn.
I'm just saying, like, I that's never going to fucking happen. They can never
in that case, then we shouldn't fight Russia at all, because if we do, we might provoke them into nuclear war, because otherwise they're basically ineffectual, right?
That's my.
So maybe
my
we
thought.
shouldn't be pushing for fucking World War III so fucking hard constantly.
Yeah, because are these guys just? I mean, and we've heard about their economy being shit for years. These guys can't even invade a country they're touching, much less ever touch us. The majority of the guys are conscripts. I mean, I just think that this is. I mean, we got to look at this real cool, like.
Well, I mean, let's be real clear. They have the ability to take over Ukraine, regardless of how many fucking javelins and shit. Oh, they absolutely do. If they wanted to.
Why are they not then?
Because Putin has decided not to commit all of his fucking forces or enough of his fucking forces to do so.
Also,
now, will he change his
on the
mind?
international community too? They would be doing fucking like old school warfare, killing everybody, like blowing up whole cities.
Right, and he's not putting his real troops in there right now.
No, he's putting fucking reservists for the most part.
Why wouldn't he? Because now he looks inept. Wouldn't he want to save face and say, no, send the real guys in?
I think for whatever reason, the story lies somewhere in the fact that Every couple days, Putin on RT or whoever, whatever the fuck it is, comes out and starts making statements about, well, look, we don't want to, we don't want to kill anybody. We don't want to do this. If they would just, what is it, the three points of agreement that he wants Ukraine to fucking sign a treaty on? These 3 points that essentially would make Ukraine their bitch, right? It would essentially prevent them from joining NATO, and they would take their cues from Russia. And if they do all that, then Russia will leave some troops in country and exert control over them, but they're not going to fucking kill anybody, and they're not going to blow anything up, and they're not going to fucking take any more cities. They're just going to acknowledge that, there's a large portion of the population which would rather be a part of Russia. And they're saying that they want Ukraine to acknowledge that and acknowledge those areas and acknowledge that there are people in Ukraine that would rather be a part of Russia, and that Russia should take joint control along with the Ukrainian government over Ukraine. I think I don't know. I think that somewhere in there, for whatever reason, that Putin's doing all this, he's clearly not trying to just go in and wipe everybody out, because he has the ability to do that if he wants to.
I question that now.
Okay, well, two things real quick. Civilization. Do you ever play the game Civilization?
No.
Yeah.
So
Something like it.
in Civilization, you're fighting your civilization against a computer or someone else, and the point is to take over the other civilization. There's a couple different ways you can do it. One is bombing them into, like, fucking oblivion. But the problem with that is, when you bomb them into oblivion and you take over that country, it's basically worthless. Because you had to bomb all their industry and all their fucking finance and all their fucking, like, production and all that stuff until you can take over the country. And by the time you do, there's nothing left. Another way to do it is culturally, right? So I think they've been doing that for a while. That's why there's been that fucking movement in Ukraine that happened, where a bunch of people were pro-Russian and fighting against the Ukrainian government openly and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
And then the other game that I was thinking about was Risk, right? Now, if Matt is on my back door and Duke is on my front door, and I want to attack Duke, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got to leave enough troops on my back door so that if Matt tries to attack me, he thinks twice.
I mean, Matt does like to go in the back door.
So maybe that's why he's using conscripts and fucking not enough soldiers, is because he's like, well, I absolutely have to have my back door locked down, because if I don't, then I can get fucked. Like, he's war-gamed all the scenarios out, right? But if we just take some conscripts that won't really be good for national defense anyway and just fucking kind of rile them up and send them over the border, they can cause enough fucking damage and trouble to where we might get our way. Like,
Yep.
maybe that's his thinking.
Just soften them up a bit. See how the way
honestly,
they fight, go ahead.
Honda's pretty much correct with the whole backdoor thing, because China, as soon as Russia was weak enough, if I were China, I would fucking hit the Trans-Siberian Railway in 4 places and fucking take those oil fields.
Well, I mean, think about this. Russia is, 50 miles from Germany in
Yeah.
one spot? Russia is 50 miles away from the United States. Russia is 50 miles away from the Middle East. Well, not really, but they're fucking close to everything, dude. Like, it's just such a big country that it's like playing Risk and taking over the middle of Europe to start with. Like, you can never fucking take it over because there's...
I understand. I don't understand this from a standpoint of Putin saving face, because right now, hearing stories of the Russians giving up, surrendering, telling them that they're running out of fuel, telling them they don't want to be there, that looks bad on them. Not only that, but bombing, hospitals and maternity wards, all kinds of other horrible.
If
Duke,
they
wrap
say
your mind
that's
wrap your
happening.
mind around this, Duke. He
I'm not
doesn't
saying it
give a
is.
fuck about what the world thinks of him anymore. He's doing what he is doing for some reason that we do not fucking understand. But it's big enough that he doesn't care that the rest of the world thinks he's weak. He doesn't care that the rest of the world cuts him off from fucking finance. How bad is whatever this is that he's willing to commit everything? Because that's what he's done. He just threw all of his chips on the table and said, you can either nuke us or we're going to slowly take Ukraine 1 foot at a time.
I was thinking about this. right? If the New World Order exists, if this deep state fucking like international, like multinational conglomerate of individuals who have their thumbs in all the pies exists, what is the threat to them?
The
Russia.
threat is having a space that they don't control everything in, right? Like you can't have
And
a
that's
world
Russia.
order.
That's the space that they don't control everything in. That's the leader who doesn't fucking show up for the meetings because he doesn't want to, right? So if there's a power in the world that can fight against it, it's Russia, and that's why I think that's why they're fucking going so hard on trying to start World War III right now.
What about China?
I think
China's on board.
an unknown.
I feel like
China's on board only, but like China's also very cautious. Look, China very much enjoys where they are at. They enjoy the place that they have in the world right now. They enjoy the fact that they make a lot of fucking money, and they're going to play it way more carefully than Russia does. Russia has basically like nothing to give a shit about. Like outside of their ability to sell oil, they don't care. China does. China doesn't want to just. China wants to be the world power. China wants to see, all the bad things happen to us and all the good things happen to them. But they're smart enough to know they can't just fucking flip a switch and then just become evil, because then they lose everything.
So, in my
the
opinion,
situation-
Putin's backup plan here is he's going to start selling oil for gold eventually. Once he starts doing that, things will get real spicy.
So, Honda and Matt, so what do you think China's going to do about Taiwan, though?
I think that depends on how this goes with Ukraine. I think they're waiting and watching.
I think it's obvious at this point because America has not wanted to take the lead, has not wanted to get involved. All of these countries that might fight against Russia speak different languages, use different equipment, have different calibers of rifles and weird shit going on. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to have a real tough time coordinating against a centralized fucking power like Russia.
Have you ever been to NATO anything?
No.
Yeah, they all use the same fucking ammo and the same fucking guns and the same tanks and a whole bunch of shit. All shit they bought from us for the most part.
Well, and that's another aspect to it too, right? Isn't war good for industry, which is America's second biggest import behind the dollar? That guy says, I think Biden called him up and was like, Corona is on the decline. We need another emergency. Putin is like, I'd like to have Ukraine. Biden's like, whatever you got to do. That could be it too, man. I mean, think about that. That's a great fucking point. What happened to Corona?
We got actual problems now.
Where is Fauci?
Witness protection.
That's what DeSantis said.
He's thinking about those biolabs in Ukraine right now.
And that's another
What
good
can we
point.
squeeze out of there?
That's another good point. The biolabs in Ukraine. What connections do they have to the United States? Perhaps there is something to it. Like, fucking, I would think if someone has actual intel on what's going on, it would be Ukraine and Russia and America. And so Putin would know what those fucking things are and what they're doing with them and where they are and everything like that.
What I heard about them was that those were facilities that the Soviet Union had that were cold storage for fucking bioweapons. And then when we went in there in the mid-2000s to destroy them, our scientists were like, well, it would be a handy thing to have a place to experiment with bioweapons, and the Ukraine is cheap. And thus started the long tradition of biolabs in the Ukraine that are funded by the U.S. government.
See, I don't know if that part's been proven, though. Like,
That's what I heard.
the funded by the U.S. government part has not been. I mean, that's what Russia's saying.
You mean to tell me that
that hasn't.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
I was saying, you mean to tell me that the Ukrainians are funding it? Because I doubt it.
Again, I agree with you, but I'm saying it hasn't been proven yet.
True.
And there's a huge difference.
Just like evolution.
There's a huge fuck you. There's a huge difference between what you can prove and what you think is more than likely and there's evidence for or whatever,
My thing is, if
Exactly.
the scuttlebutt sounds reasonable, it's probably true.
Like evolution.
Yep. I would believe
You're right.
rumor
It's probably
more
true.
than
Well, if we weren't able to like use human influence to make evolution happen more rapidly in like cows and dogs and corn and shit, then I might agree with you. But since we've already done that, and since it's been proven that that happened, I don't think that it's
We are not having this conversation again.
Yeah, because you're wrong. It's fine.
Honda's theory is the aliens made us.
Daniel says, "Read my last chat. I put in true facts. In the true facts." Okay, hold on. Where is it? I don't see your last chat.
It's right before it.
Did I just skip it?
Thing,
Oh, I did.
the thing that I love is when we voice a theory or something that isn't true yet, but in like a week it becomes true. Happens a lot lately.
Actually, what happened is Putin misheard or geriatric in chief, our geriatric in chief, when he said fire on the Ukrainian prosecutor. Fire the Ukrainian prosecutor. Pooty Poo heard fire on Ukraine. Duh. I don't know, man. I am tired of fucking geriatric motherfuckers being in charge of everything. Like, you can't fucking drive. How can you fucking run a country? You can't fucking hold two thoughts in your head at one time. Like, get the fuck out of office. You're just in the way.
Yep.
You're a fucking road bum. But
There's a serious problem in this country with people staying in office way too fucking long, like age-wise. Not even like, oh, we need term limits and shit, but I mean like, I started my career in politics when I was 28. Now I'm 80 and I'm president. That's an issue.
okay, we got the 10 oldest members of current U.S. Congress updated. Number 10, Bill Pascal, born 1937.
Wow.
Probably the time he went into office.
He is currently a House of Representatives member, Democrat Party from New Jersey, from 97 to present. We've got Grace Napolitano, House of Representatives, Democrat, California, born in 1936.
Office,
got-
what was it? 19. You scroll past it.
1992.
Okay.
Alcee Hastings, born 1936. He started in office in 1993. Right?
Yep.
We've got Pat Roberts, born in 1936.
1936.
There's a lot of 1936 going on here. 84 years old, senator, Republican senator from Kansas. Like, good thing he's still there, right, guys? Pat Roberts.
Since 97.
He was in the Senate since 1981.
Oh,
Since I was born,
before I was born.
the year I was born, this motherfucker took power.
Can you imagine how much fucking power he has in Kansas now? Just being in power for a few years, you could fucking have, all sorts of people owing you favors. You're in power
Yep.
for like 40 years? Jesus Christ.
Eddie Johnson, Democrat, House of Representatives, took power in 93 again. Oh, that's a chick? I was expecting a dude. Sorry. Your name's Eddie. I don't know what you want.
It's short for Edwina, turn to the right.
You could tell what her father wanted.
She began her congressional career in 1993. Again, that's another 93. That's three of them now.
Yeah.
Jim Inhofe.
That's Oklahoma. It's Inhofe.
Inhofe, Republican,
I met
85 years old.
him.
He was born in 1934, and he's been in power since November 16th, 1994.
I went to D.C. on an 8th grade field trip, and I met him on the steps of the Capitol.
Richard Shelby, 1934, 86 years old. He is a current member of the Senate, formerly House of Representatives, as a Republican from Alabama. The fuck? Is that a current photo? We got like old as fuck, old as fuck, old as fuck, and then this dude's old in all of them. I mean, he's old as fuck, but damn. Alabama Senate since 1986.
He's using the blood of infants.
Number 3 is Chuck Grassley, born September 17th, 1933. He's currently 86 years old. He is a senator from Iowa, also Republican.
What is with the noise?
I don't know. Dianne Feinstein, number 2, 1933. She's 86 years old, Senate Democrat from California. Took power in 1992. Ugh. Who's number 1? All right, what's your guesses for number 1?
Nancy Pelosi.
I don't like the term "took power." You know who took power? Hitler. I don't want to hear a congressman took power.
Oh, it's the reality, man.
It's not what it's saying. It's what I'm saying.
I was just teasing. I'm just teasing you.
It's the reality.
Right. Number 1.
Damn.
Don Young.
Fuck you, Don Young.
86 years old, House of Representatives, Republican from Alaska. Took power in 1973.
Well, there's not that many people in Alaska, so I figure
he's the only one that wants the job.
Right.
How old is Nancy Pelosi?
She's got to be ancient, right? Like, I figured she was in there somewhere when she wasn't number 1.
That was my guess for number 1.
She definitely looks the worst.
He's 81. Okay, so these people are like
83 and up.
83. Oh yeah, so the youngest one on this group is 83. So she missed it by 2 years.
Still, fuck that bitch.
And then there was that story a while back. You guys remember this from DC? There was the DC Senate or whatever fucking pharmacist, and he was talking about how many members of Congress, without naming names, are on fucking geriatric memory fucking pills and shit.
Yeah,
right.
I remember that when they were talking about Feinstein losing her fucking noodle.
It's like, if you are at the point where you need fucking like brain pills to keep fucking the public from knowing that you're being decrepit, it's time to step down. It's time to just be like, look, I had a good run. I'm going to pass the torch to my protege or whatever, you know?
What do you think should be the age cutoff limit?
60?
I don't think anyone should be president after they're 35.
Honestly, I think like 60, maybe 70 tops. Like, once you're 70, dude, you're fucking old. Like, 60, I feel like 60, you can still be sharp. 60, you can still have like new ideas and fucking conquer things in a like mentally, whatever.
Dude, imagine if they made it to where the president had to be between the ages of 35 and like 55.
It'd be a lot better.
Be a lot better. Because there definitely is an age range that the president should be. Like, you shouldn't be 20 and be the president. That's going to be bad. You shouldn't be 80 and be the president either.
Right.
How old is Biden now?
He's up there.
71?
No, it's like 81. He's like 81.
Oh, 81?
I'm going to go with 75.
79.
Oh,
He was
79.
he was born in 1942.
So he's the same age as my grandma. My grandma, who I have to help to the car.
Right. I say the same thing for Trump too. I mean, like, that you're too old right now.
Yeah, Trump's too old now.
Right.
I don't
So,
think
like,
he wasn't too old when he ran initially, I don't think, but he is now.
You think he's gonna win?
He is.
No.
I think that, like, there's enough people that are just pissed enough to vote for him over Biden. I hope.
Yeah. You're not gonna get a turnout like you did last time for Biden.
that's if Biden runs.
You won't get a turnout like you did last time, though.
There's not going to be a turnout like there was last time, no matter what Democrat runs, because they fucked over their own fucking what do you call that? Like, the people that elected them. They actively just like told them to go fuck themselves when they said don't defund the police, fund the police. So
And they got to still pay for college and all that. So
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who were like anti-Trump, so they voted for Biden with all of these ideas of what that meant. Like, oh, that means I'm not going to have to pay back my student loans. Oh, that means universal basic income. Oh,
Yeah.
that means basically socialism, right?
Yep.
And now that none of that shit's happened, and all that's happened is everything's gotten more expensive and worse, they're like, fuck Biden. I think that's great. They deserve it, dude. Like, if you voted for Biden and you're mad about the gas price, fuck you. If
Yeah.
you voted for Biden and you're worried about Ukraine, fuck you.
Get a Tesla.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're the one
buy
who
a
needs to
Tesla.
get the Tesla.
Well, you've had all these Democrats running their fucking mouths for how many years now? What if the script gets flipped on them and no one votes Democrat for a while, if
Dude,
ever?
I don't know how anyone could not be like things got at least a little bit better under Trump until COVID happened, and then when Biden took office, like things went to shit in a fucking heartbeat.
It's
Yeah,
called
they fucked
Trump
up everything.
derangement syndrome. It's actually a thing, Trump derangement syndrome. And people will insanely believe that that is not true, that things were in fact worse under Trump and better under Biden, and they will like fucking justify it and do mental gymnastics to do so. And they will never be convinced until like they're literally like fucking in the fire. You know what I mean?
I just enjoyed having cheap gas again under Trump. Like that helped a lot.
It was nice while it lasted.
I was paying anywhere from like $1.75 to $2 a fucking gallon for a long goddamn time, and I think most of that is just because the Republicans were in charge.
Well, I mean, it was also because the whole country was shut down.
Well,
And that
no,
huge-
because we had 75-cent gas here when COVID hit. I wasn't even counting that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we got down to like $1.25 here. It was like $1.50 or something like that. You get a full tank of gas for like $25, dude. It's like
Yeah,
boom.
I filled my whole car for $20 and just drove all over the backcountry for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like just filling it for $20.
What sucked is like during that period of time, I had like zero money. So even like cheap gas was too much.
I decided I was never going to see 75-cent gas again, so I was going to go use some of it.
I remember when diesel hit 68 cents a gallon, but I kind of have a theory on what's going to happen, or at least a fear of what's going to happen over in the Ukraine. And that's that some of those missiles and stuff and some of the things that Russia's been taking out have been way too close to Poland. And one of those missiles, at least, is going to land in Poland. And that's going to bring NATO in.
Well, they're itching for NATO in. They're waiting for whatever the excuse that ends up being straw that breaks the camel's back, whatever it is. The sinking of the Lusitania, the fucking Gulf of Tonkin. We've got, I mean, what else? What other lie has gotten us into war? Oh yeah, 9/11. Jesus.
There's going to be some civilian building that's hit over in Poland that's a few miles from the border, and that's going to bring NATO in.
Honestly,
That is
all of
something-
NATO right now has a hard-on for fucking Russia and wants to get it on, and that's why Russia is doing what it's doing, because it sees that and knows it, and is like, well, I'm just going to keep taking it an inch fucking further until you do what you're going to do, because it looks like you're going to attack me anyway.
Dude, there hasn't been a war that's been started in my lifetime or even before I was born that I know of that wasn't preceded by a false flag event. And if that doesn't happen next time, I like color me surprised. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, whatever the precipitating event that leads us, like that's the thing, like this is it, this is too much, whatever it is.
Honda,
I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it.
You're
It's
forgetting option number 2, which is what we've done in like Libya and Syria and shit, where we like just go in and start a revolution and leave. And that's kind of what we did in Ukraine that started this. And then Putin's responding to it. And like, that's kind of a false flag in and of itself.
Yeah, I agree. And the fact
Yeah,
that we're not admitting any kind of like anything whatsoever. It's not like the U.S. government's like, look, we were in Ukraine. Yes, we used the CIA. We spent millions and millions of dollars in the election. We got our guy into office. We've been influencing policy. You're right. No, they're not
Name a
saying that at all.
Name a fucked up country that we haven't done that to.
It's all of them. It's like Libya, Syria, fucking Lebanon.
Look what we did to South America.
Yeah, every country.
We created that shit in Venezuela, in Cuba, and everywhere. In Panama, we royally screwed them over for a long time. And
we should still be screwing over Panama. I'm sorry, we never should have given them back the fucking canal. That was the biggest mistake we ever made.
Dude, do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember the Strong Cities initiative under Obama a while back? Where, and I've talked about this before, and no one remembers it. Not a single fucking person remembers this shit. And it was about strengthening the local police forces and giving them like all kinds of money so that they could get like NRAPs and stuff. But they had to sign on to like this list of things that in case X, Y, or Z, you're going to do A, B, and C. And one of the stipulations that I remember specifically, and I remember thinking at the time, like, what the fuck is that about? Like, what possible scenario could there be that would lead us to the point where they're using this? And it was taking refugees, right?
Yeah.
So now, fast forward to today, how many people are coming over the border every single month illegally? It's 200,000 fucking people. And what are they doing with those people? They're putting them on buses and sending them across the nation to different cities, to these strong cities that signed up for this fucking initiative under Obama 12 years ago, where they would get billions of dollars now so that they could take fucking refugees in the fucking future. Yeah, they had a fucking plan. Them going into fucking South America and fucking shit up, maybe that was part of the plan too. I don't fucking know, but it seems to fit the fucking puzzle pretty fucking well, doesn't it?
But we've been doing that
Jesus
since
fucking
before
Christ.
we were alive. And what's causing these people to come across our border, a lot of those problems we did cause. We went in, we screwed up their governments, we put the people we wanted in power. We ended up half the time getting someone worse than the person that we helped take out. And something I'm kind of concerned with is, they're bringing up this stuff about these bio labs and stuff in the Ukraine. Okay, if we got Fauci and all them, and they're funding bio labs in China, and they're funding stuff in the Ukraine, where else are they doing this?
Everywhere.
Because we're fine with just about any kind of pollution, any kind of destroying of the environment, as long as it's not here in the United States. If it's somewhere else in the world where we don't have to look at it, all your yuppies and all that stuff can eat their tofu and everything, and they're happy with it.
The real question is, why do we need so many fucking biolabs? What is it that they're looking for? What is it that they're doing? Because it seems like if you wanted to like kill all of a certain group of people, you would need to do like genetic research across the planet maybe, and disease research across the planet maybe. And it's almost like someone's trying to bioengineer something.
Do you think it still comes down to like population control? What they trying
I
to
think
get
that's gonna be it. I think they want a fucking designer disease that they can fucking inflict on people and cure at will. So like if you're one of them, they can fix it, but if not, they just let you fucking die.
Maybe the Nazis lived and they're still working on the final solution.
They definitely are.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I believe. Like I think Operation Paperclip created a breakaway government within the United States, really. And it's their grandchildren at this point that are fucking working on the real final solution.
Yeah, at least 3 people and their ancestors were listed in that final solution as being exterminated. So, yeah.
And then there's the whole fucking the Georgia Guidestones. Whoever the fuck put those up, the billionaire club, obviously agrees with the fucking final solution. Like those people would get along real well.
Dude, watch this. anyone wants to know why I don't believe what's going on.
One of them move.
Yeah. One of them's still moving. Because
Jesus
his fucking
Christ.
sheet blowing up. He's like, I gotta stay on here.
There's some famous.
I've seen
cases
this video, but
And the dude comes running up to cover him up.
Well, not somebody running up to
Jesus.
cover him up, but there's a couple of one in particular Medal of Honor winners
His
that
head
were
moved.
zipping him up in the bag, and the only thing he could do was spit at them. So he spit at them to let him know that he was alive.
This guy isn't fucking alive and they think he's dead. They know he's alive and they're trying to cover him up so you don't know he's alive. And if you look carefully, this guy moves back here too.
have this been proven to be a real video?
I mean, it's a news report.
I mean, right. I seen it right a couple of days ago. I don't know if anybody.
It almost looks like he's on a green screen too, doesn't it?
It does.
Like the way, like the lighting.
He's
doesn't
not
match.
even there.
Maybe they're using the green screen of like maybe one of those what they call them, the test drills or something, where they were practicing for a disaster event, and then they get to
That's
actually
just
Right.
It's just as bad. That's
and
fucking
it's
fake
the
story.
footage that they're putting behind them to create the image that this happened. Maybe that many people did die, but they didn't have the footage, and they figure most people are stupid, so they're just going to take this stock footage over here from when they're doing some sort of preparedness drill, and they're going to put it behind it.
That's exactly what it looked like.
That's exactly what it looks like. I agree.
All I'm saying is never enough ammo. Stop doing hasty headlines. And ever since Joe Biden went balls deep into that wall fucking things up. Thanks, man. Thanks, Matt.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Your
your fault, Matt.
Yep.
Yeah, because Joe Biden wasn't doing anything fucked up before then, right? Like, not at all. Like,
At
up
least
until
we knew
2
about
months
it.
ago, everything was just fine.
When did you stop doing hasty headlines?
I don't know. I've been doing it on and off. I didn't stop. I just haven't been doing it consistently.
We still need to do homo headlines.
Dude, like,
What are we
res-
going to be reporters? Like,
Matt, I
field
gotta say,
reporters
dude,
for it?
respect for you doing that as much as you have, because it's a fucking pain in the ass, like reading all those stories and like basically what you're doing is you're teaching a class, right? You're like, here's this story, here's what I learned about it, here's what you need to know, right? And in order to teach the class, you need to know something well enough to teach it, and that's a lot of background and information that you have to look into in order, or you're just fucking like winging it the whole time. And I'm an asshole. Who's sucking a penis?
You.
I'm still wondering how the homo headlines is going to work.
That was random.
Well, I
Right, for
finished it
somebody
off with
to
like
record
you're
it?
full of shit, so I don't know how good I was at sucking it. Ghost Shadow says, "Where's the onion logo?" That was the last story. You missed it.
Why does the state move like that?
So you have to screenshot it. This is the state you have to move, whichever one it lands on.
I hope
So
we
tell
get
me-
South Dakota.
Tell me when to hit stop.
Stop.
Tennessee.
We
Not
get to
bad.
go-
Not bad.
Hey,
Could be
we can
worse.
take over James Yeager's compound when he goes to Ukraine.
All right, that's where you're moving. Matt, tell me when to stop.
Although I heard that Nashville's starting to suck.
Stop.
Kansas.
Kansas.
Okay.
Jericho it is.
You're a lot closer to me now. All right, Tara, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Idaho.
Damn it! I wanted Idaho.
I'll
You
fit
get-
in with that.
You get to live
You're
with those
safe there.
neo-Nazis.
All right, Corey.
Stop.
North Dakota. You're moving with the nukes.
Damn.
And Leo, you're the one who needs to move the most.
All right.
He's gonna get Illinois.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even say stop. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, you're moving one state over. You're in Wisconsin.
It's 3 degrees better. No, actually, weather-wise, no, but it's a giant step from Illinois.
And I got Montana when I did it. Should I do it again? I
Yeah.
didn't know what it was. Oh wait, Corey,
But
you got to tell me when to stop.
stop.
Hawaii.
You're moving to Hawaii, buddy. That's not bad.
You won't be able to own any guns, but
No.
Oh, and I'm moving to California. God damn it.
Well, at least you'll get free crack.
This is true.
I have friends there. It's okay.
We all love the
All right.
free crack.
Who doesn't love free crack pipes? Thanks, Joe Biden.
you get to buy one of those weird-looking ARs.
Jack Bauer says, just kidding, Matt. We all know it's Honda's fault.
I think when you say weird-looking ARs, you mean M14.
Some of those are pretty ingenuitive, though, how they load them, like with a stripper clip. They have it where it just flips open off the front pin, and they push everything back down in it, and they close it out.
In reality, if I had to live in Cali, I'd have an M1 Garand.
SKS.
Not a bad choice.
I still have to get a casing remover. Speaking of SKSs.
Very nice.
Like you said that they M14s. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like well, the M14 or M1A, whatever, is a great California gun because it's like you can still acquire 20-round mags out of state and bring them in, and everything else is pretty much the same.
It's a 3D printed steak.
Are they actually on the approved roster of which you can buy there?
Yeah, you can buy an M1A in California. Just doesn't have a bayonet look.
It looks like glue. Until they
Well,
cook it.
glue is made of fucking meat, isn't it? Like horse meat.
Yeah, but this shit's vegan. And glue is made out of horse hooves, I thought.
It
Something
is.
like that. The horses
what
go
else
to the
tastes
glue
like
factory.
meat?
What?
Meat tastes like meat. Why would I want that?
Because it's vegan, and that doesn't have a soul. So, like, you get to go to heaven or some
I'm
shit.
not going to heaven anyways. What do I care?
It looks like a piece of carpet.
Mhm.
Yeah, it seriously looks like thick cardboard. With like some sort of mesh on the inside.
Who's hungry?
You know,
I'd try it, but I wouldn't spend any money on it.
Just slap some vegan cheese on it.
I like the actual animals and actual cheese. Maybe I'm weird.
Actually, vegan cheese, the one I had was not that bad. It was like some coconut shavings and something else mixed together.
I hate coconut.
Coconut sucks dick.
It's
I
like
love
the
coconut.
It's the worst of all fucking tree fruit.
I disagree.
I
with
like
you.
coconut.
No, coconut's really good.
Yes, coconut's great.
Damn coconut to hell.
Coconut flavor, coconut texture, and then you would
Coconut
think that
forever.
coconut milk or coconut water would be good. But no, it's not. It's like salty, nasty bullshit.
Rachel, did you see that
I
comment I put
disagree
on your
strongly.
Discord?
Me too.
Which comment on my Discord?
You can take your coconuts and you can
Yeah,
shove them up your
probably
ass for all I fucking care. If you
Honda,
like.
you just don't
I
like brown
can't hear
fruits.
you, Tara.
Yes,
The
coconut
apocalypse
deserved to
is
die, and I hope he burns in hell.
Because that's kind of how I feel. In the end, nature's going to win, and whatever form of life is left on Earth or restarts is what it's going to be.
If life ended, like intelligent life ended today on
Still don't know
the
what you're
planet,
talking about.
if God damn it, let me talk. If life that is intelligent ended on
Interrupt,
the
Honda. Interrupt, Honda. Interrupt, Honda.
I hate you. If it ended today and then reemerged in a million years, what would be left for them to discover about us?
That penises were larger now than they are in the future.
Well, I think Mount Rushmore and like the Great
dildos.
Pyramid. That'd be about it.
All the shit we're building will be gone, but the pyramids might still be there.
There'd be a bunch of like foundations, I would think.
The plastic.
It'd be like, what are all these basements? All these people lived in underground dwellings. They must have.
I like it when Honda breaks up on his own show.
I hate
Yeah, I
you.
was wondering if he's breaking up for anyone else.
I
Fuck the
thought I
internet.
was having problems again. I've had all kinds of problems with stands and
It's
filming.
just because
and
everyone
everything
keeps
like that.
talking at the same time, and it. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Right now, Tari, you sound great. Right where you at right now. I don't know whatever part of the house you went
Sounds
to.
right. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
Do not underestimate the hole your absence would leave.
The more you know.
So this is rioting in Corsica. So it's a Mediterranean island of Corsica, which is demanding its independence from France. This is a French island.
They aren't going to get that. Good luck with that.
So they go to a bank and smash in the fucking ATM with a backhoe. Like that's how.
What European country has won the most battles and the most wars? As much as we make fun of them, France.
Well, I happen to know there's a really large detachment of French Foreign Legion on Corsica, and they'll send them in, and they don't give a fuck. They'll just kill them all. Like they're like pirates.
I just thought it was funny. Like they're finally revolting, and the first thing this dude does is grab a backhoe and go straight to the bank and rip the ATM out of the wall.
And like the great thing about the French Foreign Legion is they're pretty much built to handle internal problems in France because they're not from France. They're like their own fucking force of people that they can just deploy in country.
Ghost Shadow says, if all intelligent life died, how many members of Congress would be left?
All of them.
Right.
Multiple Denver area police departments were busy over the weekend investigating at least 7 separate shootings that left 7 people wounded and at least 1 person dead.
That's all?
Yeah, that was this weekend.
Yeah, Houston's been crazy. I think they said Houston's like the murder capital of the world right now.
I think Matt showed this on his channel.
We haven't been the murder capital of the world since the 1950s.
I love how this dude like leaves his front bumper with his license plate in the road.
Yeah, so this guy, he's reporting on this intersection because it's like a notorious like bad intersection where accidents happen.
See Hoover Street near officials say it's one of the most dangerous streets in all of Los Angeles. And now
so the murder capital of the world is Tijuana, Mexico, followed by Juarez and then Uruapan.
I think I meant the United States. I know Houston was in the 1950s when Marvin Jr. got his start, because that's what he reported on, was all the deaths. And I was reading something about we were again.
Tijuana only has like 2,400 homicides a year.
2 of them look like they really could and did play ball. The other one looks like he had bombed. The 3 congressmen you have here, 2 of them look like they really could and did play ball. The other one looks like he had bombed you. The 3 congressmen.
I've seen this and I still can't understand what the hell he says about the third one.
So he said 2 of them look like they could and really did play ball. The other one looks like it bomb you.
Oh.
So he's saying 2 of them look like
Oh,
players.
okay.
One of them looks like a terrorist.
So he's racist?
Yes, exactly.
I honestly think they're messing with internet signal right now because there's a lot of places where I can't get signal. Like, I tried to hop on the other night. I don't know if the truck stop was jamming the signal or what, but a lot of places where I could previously get signal, like internet signal, I can't get it right now.
So Biden also said, "This crisis is a stark reminder. To protect our economy over the long term, we need to become energy independent. It should motivate us to accelerate our transition to clean energy future." And I said, "We were energy independent until the day you took office." That's true. I mean, not truly independent because we still imported and exported, but we were a net exporter of energy, and now we're a net importer, and that change, the fucking delta, the switch, happened when Biden took office.
It's almost like when our country isn't making more than we fucking spend, it gets worse for us somehow.
But the thing is, we still need to import oil all the time because we need the petrodollar, right? Because that's the only thing that the fucking dollar's backed by. So it's like this catch-22 that they fucked themselves into a corner by just spending more than they had and covering it up by printing dollars and trading them for oil, and then it still had value because it's not actually in circulation in America.
I still believe that whole thing is some sort of plan to fuck us into a position where we take a digital dollar and then we fuck the whole world over by canceling their debt by just no longer using the money that we owe it to the mint. So it's they have a plan, it's just evil.
I think our country's so broke right now that the economy has to keep spinning or everything will fall down. If you look at how far in debt we are, the only way anything can have any value is if everything just keeps being printed and keeps moving, but it's going to cause more and more and more inflation.
Well, I think a lot of the shutdown and the corona stuff that happened, honestly, was to get Trump out of office. The way that it happened, the way that they were fighting against him, the talking points that they were making and stuff like that. It wasn't about corona. It was about punishing the American people as long as Trump is in office.
Yes.
And then as soon as Biden came in office, it was things opened up. I was unemployed until January 1st, and then Biden came in office January 20th.
And when we talk to Derpy now, Derpy's all things started getting better when Biden got elected. That's how they all feel.
Yeah. What happened to Derpy, dude? What the fuck? He got brainwashed somewhere along the way.
Yeah, I blocked him, dude.
He got laid or something.
Maybe there is something in those shots, right? Because the people who got him, for instance, a family member of mine who is fully vaccinated acts like he's drank the fucking Kool-Aid and is on board with whatever it is and believes CNN's reporting 100% and there's no fucking lies there. It's just truth.
Dude, that's how my whole family is, and they all got the shot too. And I hate to say this, but could there be fucking mind control in the fucking shot or some shit?
It wouldn't fucking surprise me, honestly.
Well, I didn't go live, but I got 2 shots and I got COVID. Then I got a whole bunch of post-COVID issues with, dyspnea and COPD and
I think it's just if you're bought into the media hardcore enough to fucking go get that shot in the first place, you're already pretty much under their mind control.
I think part of it is if you went through and actually got the shot, you don't want to believe that there's anything bad about it. And so anyone who's saying anything that's bad about the thing that you went ahead and did is automatically a fucking an other or a person that is on the other side. You know what I mean? Someone that you have to fight against and disagree with, just based upon the fact that they're saying that, hey, maybe you made a mistake.
When I banned Derpy from my Discord, I fucking put vaccine comments as the reason.
That's
yeah, my last comment to Derpy was the one that I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
This
see what this
Hey
person has
everybody,
to say.
this is Scott Pressler. Boy, do I have some good news for you. Get this. So as you all know, I've been obsessed with Pinellas County, Florida. And it's important because it's a bellwether county that usually predicts who wins the presidency, and it's been Democrat. In August of 2021, the Democrats had a voter registration advantage of 2,779. Now, as of today, Republicans lead in voter registration with over 2,400 more registered Republicans than Democrats. That's a swing of over 5,000 voters in just half a year. We flipped Pinellas County, a bellwether county, from blue to red. And it's so important because Charlie Crist is running for governor, bless his heart. And so that means that this seat, Florida's 13th congressional district, is vacant. And it's easier for us to flip a vacant congressional seat than to defeat an incumbent. This is one of the 5 seats that we need.
See, okay, you would think by looking at this person and listening to their voice that they would not be pro-Republican at all. And yet, from the words that they're saying, they absolutely are. So it's just kind of, that's nice. I like to see that, honestly.
It's almost like you know someone like that.
Yeah, I wish I knew more people like that, to be honest.
Yep.
That's okay.
I want that person's number.
Lego tweeting me out. Tell me what state you were from with 2 words.
Yeehaw!
Cowboys and oil.
Pop.
I would think Texas if you said that.
God damn.
If you said Tiger King, I would have immediately got it.
Yeah, but that's just because you don't know that much about Oklahoma.
Tigers and meth.
There you go. That would be also acceptable. Meth
Tigers and oil. Tigers and oil would be acceptable.
Corn and bullets.
I would say Mountain High.
What about Indians and oil? I said Indians and oil.
There you go.
What state are you from, fucking Corey?
Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind.
I
Is
grew
Duke
up a
still
lot.
here?
I'm still here, baby. I'm right here.
Oh my God, he's awake!
Yeah, I've been
Holy
awake,
shit.
baby.
Duke, how are you awake at 11 p.m.?
It's,
It's Indian.
Tell me what
No.
state you're from in 2
Oh,
words.
Jehovah, come for us now.
it's let me think. Detroit Lions. There's
Bad water.
That was terrible. Like,
Well, you
anyone,
said
I'd be
Detroit.
like Denver Broncos.
Hey, I'm awake. All right, you're getting that. I'm not gonna be that put together. Okay, you're getting awake.
Duke, I
Yeah.
got to tell my grandma and uncle about the bread knife and a fence story.
The what?
Have you not heard this story, Duke?
I
Who's
have.
the one that shared it with us? Come on. He's just fucking with you.
It was
say
great.
shitty water.
Should have seen the looks on their faces when I said the part about the dick falling out of his pants and
Wow.
the scream. It
I mean,
was glorious.
As long as it's not a story about a blowjob in the Air Force.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Oh, that guy. Oh, where's he been? Where's he at?
We offended him and he went away.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, he's really easy to offend. See, that's like the thing. I don't know. There's quite a bit of the gay community that I feel is very easy to offend.
I don't get that. I
I'm
mean,
not
like, you
allowed
can
to
piss
talk
me
to you.
off or whatever, right? But when it comes to actually, like, offending me, there's a very short list of things, you know?
Well, interrupting you,
Pisses me off, but it doesn't
saying you're a
offend me.
waiter.
Run on sentences.
Pisses me off, but it doesn't. Run on sentences that don't end eventually do offend me because we're trying to do a chat here, and you're just making fucking a never-ending point where you're actually just making the same points in 3 different ways about the same exact thing. So you're just making 1 point 3 times.
And your name
Three.
would be E Honda.
Like 3 times you make the same point. You see what I just did there?
I gotta go.
Do you make the point
See
3
ya.
times?
That would be
Right there.
Yeah.
Do
see
you
y'all.
tell
I
a
gotta be off
blowjob
in a
story that never ends and never even ends in a blowjob?
You never get to the blowjob?
Yeah.
Tara, have a good
It's
night.
just a lot of story about guys locking eyes in a locker room.
Was so disappointed.
Damn it, dude. You had one job, and that job was to put the penis in your mouth. And you couldn't do
You
it.
failed.
You fucked that up. Well, this chat's not going anywhere. I don't know, man. Nowhere good anyway. Accusing Honda of being fat also pisses me off.
Yeah, it does.
But what it does is motivate me to go to the gym. And so now you can't say it anymore, motherfucker. Fuck
Turn
you.
your camera on and they'll see sexy Honda.
Hold on.
You
Sexy
like
Honda.
your Derek
go.
Zoolander face.
No, there's something missing.
Blue Steel.
No. I think you need a rifle in your hand.
Yeah, go take your shirt off and get an AR-15.
I'll just put on tactical gear like Grantham
Yeah.
for no reason.
Well,
Like, hey, you're shooting at
he's actually
cardboard.
like an Air Force Commando or something, isn't he?
You're shooting at cardboard. Or why are you wearing a plate carrier? Because reasons.
Reasons.
I don't know. I've actually been watching a lot of Grantham lately. I like his videos. He's good. I like I don't know. He was talking about trench shotgun. And he was like, wow, you can really walk in the door and fuck something in half with this thing. Yeah, I guess that's technically what you're doing. You're penetrating everything until it's cut in half.
I used to watch a lot of Grantham videos.
Someone
He's
rolling a
pretty
joint?
good at-
Matt, are you rolling a joint right now?
Yeah, that I'm totally rolling a fucking joint.
Yes, Matt is
What-
smoking.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm cleaning out some shit, man. I've been spring clean. I'm going through all my fucking shitty ass paperwork that I keep in drawers next to my desk, and realizing how much I don't fucking need. That's it. That's all I'm doing. It's boring shit.
Just rolling joints.
Yeah, I'm just rolling joints.
Well, he does
Ugh.
have time on his
Could
hands.
be worse. He could be playing Candy Crush again.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
I
that
hate it.
video game that Duke is in. I forget what that's called.
Oh, let's find Duke again. Hold on.
Like, all that dude's missing is a bulldozer, and that would be Duke. Surely we can get someone to, like, green screen that somehow. And put a bulldozer there.
Oh man.
Park him in front of Killdozer.
There you go. Dookie baby.
Hey baby. What's
I like
going
how he
on?
has a beret tucked under his collar, too.
Oh, his special skill is elite training.
Ooh, elite training. Watch out.
Elite training.
Special forces, baby. Better watch it.
How's the baby doing, Duke?
Good. She went to the doctor 2 days ago. Everything's great.
Has she smoked her first cigarette yet?
No. No.
Then you're doing it wrong.
She's behind.
But-
behind
Is that the sound of Duke rolling his daughter a joint? Jesus.
Well, I'm glad she's doing good, Duke.
Well, thanks. Yeah. It was all gravy.
See, you were all worried that whole time. We're all like, I'm not saying like, it was going to work out 100% every time, all the time, but we're like, don't worry, man, it'll be good. And it's good. I'm glad that it.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad that I did all that worry for nothing.
Yeah. Very happy. Very happy.
How much did she weigh?
9 pounds, 2 ounces.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Dude, that is
Wow.
the exact weight of my youngest daughter. That's
Yeah.
what she was.
Yeah.
She was the biggest baby in the hospital.
Yep. She, like, I was gonna help deliver her, and they're like, oh, as soon as she started coming out, the doctor was like, oh, she's huge. Get ready, Dad. And like, we got her out, and I was like, holy cow. And
This is a
yeah,
big baby.
that's a big baby. But everything was cool. She came out not breathing real well. Her lungs were filled with fluid, but my wife quickly remedied that, and whew, a couple of scary minutes, but then she was great and she was screaming, and it was all I wanted to hear. So it was all gravy.
Might got an MMA fight on your hands.
Probably. But my wife's family, they got some tall people in their family, so I'm hoping that she's not tall, but they got tall families. I'm hoping that'll help out. So,
Dude, when
all great.
my oldest son, my firstborn, was born, like he was 6 weeks premature.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
he was fucking premature. But he was like 7 pounds 6 ounces at 6 weeks premature. So he was like almost full grown. Just his lungs were underdeveloped, so he couldn't breathe when they had to put him under an oxygen tent for the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
But I remember they like delivered him, and he's like screaming, and every time he screams out, he turns more purple. Until like we get him to the oxygen tent, he is fucking blue. He went from like almost normal color to blue in my hands.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
And that freaked me the fuck out, dude.
Yeah.
But then we got him under oxygen, and you saw him turn every shade from purple back to normal.
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah,
it was
when
a-
she came out, she was blue, and that scared me real bad.
Dude, how long
but-
was she?
20 inches.
That's pretty tall for a baby.
Yeah, she's a good looking baby. So
If you do say so yourself.
I do say so. I do a good job. But my wife was a champ. She was the one. She like
My
pulled
wife
it right
was
out.
there. She helped.
I'm always like real blown away. Like, okay, I would have died like 2 minutes into that shit, but she's just like gritting down, doing her thing. I'm like, damn.
What if there's like this woman conspiracy that like childbirth actually doesn't hurt that bad? They're just
It
fucking-
actually feels like a giant dick or something.
yeah. It feels good. That's why they're screaming.
Did they give her drugs or was it all natural?
She did it pretty much all natural. She was great. So she's strong. I'm glad we didn't do a home birth though.
So
Home birth with
I
a
was-
midwife.
Yeah.
I was 9 pounds 10 ounces and 23.5 inches when I was born.
Wow.
I was almost 2 feet tall. I think that's
See,
impressive.
I was 2 weeks late. So everybody else is like either on time or early, but I was 2 weeks late, and I was 9 pounds 8 ounces when I was born.
I burst through my mom's chest. So
Yeah, well, that happened.
yeah.
And you
I
guys
don't
went
know how.
scurrying
know how-
off and ate a cat, right?
Yep.
How do you know how tall you were when you were born? Who knows that?
I
You guys
knew
know-
because it's weird. Like I was really tall for a baby.
You're 2 foot tall, baby.
Yep. Also, my mom used to bitch about that fact a lot. So
Yeah, I could see that.
No, she's just been lying this whole fucking time. She's been holding that over your head to like, extort you for cheap labor or whatever, you know?
yeah.
Like, do the dishes. I don't want to. Do you know how much it hurt you coming out of me? Fine, I'll do the dishes.
You were
know?
2 feet tall, god damn it. She used to say that a lot.
That is a pretty big baby. Like, I remember, like, my youngest son, he fit on my arm. Like, I could curl my arm like this, and he fit between my bicep and my hand.
Yeah.
Like, this part of my arm.
Yeah, that's how my son was considerably smaller, and he's still he's almost 4, and that kid is super small and petite, muscly though, but like real, like he's a dainty guy.
He's built like Duke.
Yeah, no, I'm not dainty, but he's a champ. We'll see, you know.
Maybe a little girl takes after Duke. She's gonna
I
be
don't know.
like. in
Hopefully,
the
she takes
Marine
after
Corps.
her mom and her sports skills. Fucking Helen Keller over here playing
What
ball.
happens when your little girl wants to join the Marine Corps, Duke?
That ain't gonna happen.
You just compare yourself to Helen Keller or your wife.
Me to Helen Keller.
What if she's badass, Duke?
No, I will not let my daughter join the Marines.
What if she wants to join the Marines?
I'll tell her to join the Air Force and just pretend.
Join the Space Force.
Just nut and fancy the fuck out of it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you're
What
good.
if she's like a Marine Corps doctor?
Nah, she can go be Air Force doctor, or just not go into the military.
Space
totally
Force,
cool with
Space
that.
Force.
Do Space Force.
Yeah, Space Force. Do something cool like that, but be like Ripley. I'm good with that.
So you want her eaten by aliens? But
No,
Yeah.
she killed all the aliens.
Except the, well, I guess.
She
But she
died
did
by
birth
the
the
aliens too, though. She didn't make it home.
Yeah.
That was like after the third encounter. As long as she survives like the first couple, we're good.
Well, the
Well,
third
and
one
plus
doesn't
they're
count.
gonna like freeze her and send her off into space. And you're just gonna be here aging, and not freezing.
Duke doesn't care because Duke just wants grandbabies, and Ripley had kids and then went into space.
Well, actually, Ripley had kids in space too, if you think about it.
Yeah,
They just weren't all human. That's all.
yeah, that's the sad part.
I mean, you could spread your genes across the cosmos, Duke.
Yeah, your daughter
There's-
could be Ripley.
There's
Alien
that.
3 of Resurrection doesn't count.
Do you already have like?
I'm calling it now that little Duquette wants to join the Marine Corps.
Nah.
Do you already have like plans for her? Like, you're gonna do this when you're 4, and you're gonna do this when you're 10.
I already say
No.
MMA fighter.
No, I don't do that because I'm just enjoying everything and being like as supportive as I can because that stuff all goes out the window.
So you do know that you need to start them shooting like before they're 5, right?
Oh yeah, I shot my son. I told you I shot my son in the face with a Nerf gun today. That was just getting him learned.
Learn that good there, boy.
You need to get
Next
that.
time it'll be a
indoctrination
real
early.
one.
Like
But
watching Red Dawn and going to the gun range at 5 years old. That's like you have to do.
But
You're
his
getting
mom,
ready
like,
for dodgeball.
my wife grew up hunting, and she's a phenomenal shot with a rifle, and a shotgun. So they're big into hunting. So I'm sure that'll just flow right into it, both of them, which will be good.
Whenever
You're gonna have a
someone
badass little girl, dude.
Oh yeah.
when someone says a girl is a phenomenal shot, I just think like she's proficient.
No, she's pretty good.
Dude, when I bought that revolver the other night, it was fucking hilarious. The way he treated me. I don't know if that's just every time any girl buys a gun or some shit, but like, he threw in snap caps and asked if I needed lessons. Thought it was
Maybe
funny.
he wanted a little attention.
Maybe he did.
You never know. All right. Well, you know what? It's been about 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 24 seconds. Exactly. Well, not anymore. It's 27 seconds now. 29.
28, 31, 32, 37, 16, 12.
Thanks for that. That was
3,
very useful.
2, 18, 19,
1.
84.
Bikock.
Phoenix.
Bicock.
Bikock.
Should I
We
bring-
need to get a shrimping boat and name it the Bicock.
Should I bring the Bikock shotgun with me?
You should. I want to shoot that thing.
I've never shot it.
You need to get a bead on it.
Nah, man. You just point and shoot, man. Point and shoot.
You guys
Anyway.
need a beadless
R2 blast into the air.
Anyways, we're going to go ahead and end the show now. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And we will see you again tomorrow night, as always, on the Guns and Geeks B Squad. What do we call it? Podcast? Bullshit?
B team.
Yay.
The gay chat. Got it.
That's doing the Monday
Homos.
shit, though. That's what we do on Monday
Bunch
shit.
of fucking homos.
Tomorrow we get rid of the frog. It's just gay. So we'll see you then. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.